Hey guys, I'm Mike back here from the video, guys. Today we'll be taking a look at all the rest of the abilities for the players in Madden 20. So we have running back, we have wide receiver, and we have tight end for this video. So guys, let's go ahead and get right into it, starting off with Alvin Kamara. Let's start off with his ability. So his ability is going to go ahead and be satellite. Now, if we go ahead and click on this ability, you can see we have wins rack and possession catches versus single coverage. The factor back secures contested catches and prevents catch knockouts with possession and rack catches when in zone. Trigger conditions: 7 completed catches of over 10 yards. Knockout conditions: 1 drop or forced incompletion. So obviously, if he drops the ball or he is caused or they force him to not catch the ball, he's going to go ahead and lose the ability to be able to do this. So I kind of, when I first saw this, my first initial opinion of this, because I think they showed this off on the EA Play live stream, I thought this was going to make him really OP and overpowered and just make him pretty much break the game. Because obviously not just him is going to have, or not just he is going to have this ability. There'll probably be other running backs with this ability too. I kind of thought it was going to break the game, but to be honest, it doesn't seem too OP. I mean, yes, it's going to make him be able to catch a lot more passes, but he is a pass catching running back, and that's going to be his, go-to. And I'm going to take a guess here without even looking at this, that Christian McCaffrey, who's on this list too, is probably also going to have this ability because of the fact that he is also a pass catching running back. But we have AB. Let's go ahead and actually go to Christian McCaffrey. Does he have the same ability? He does. And again, I kind of figured that because these guys are pass catching running backs, whether it is Alvin Kamara or whether it is Mr. Christian McCaffrey. So they're going to be able to catch the ball a lot better. They're going to be able to, as it says right here, win rack and possession catches. What I do like about this is it doesn't say aggressive catches. If it said aggressive catches, I would honestly just be so ticked off. Because, yes, they all pass catch running backs, but I swear if I see Christian McCaffrey moss my cornerback for a catch, I will die. I will die in that video, in that game, at that moment, if I see my man moss my cornerback. So it doesn't say aggressive catches, it just says rack and possession, so that is a little bit better. Although, yes, Christian McCaffrey is going to be OP. Alvin Kamara is going to be OP. They're all great players, and this ability is going to help them out a lot. But one drop pass or forced completion, and everything changes. So now we have the 2 wide receivers and running backs, of course, and that's going to go ahead and be Odell Beckham, George Kittle, tight end too. 2 tight ends. 2 wide receivers, 2 tight ends. So, the best receiver in the game, Antonio Brown. I still think it's Julio. Julio and DeAndre Hopkins are probably my top 2. Nonetheless, though, and Mike Evans is up there too. Rack 'em up is going to be his ability for Mr. Antonio Brown. Rack 'em up wins rack catches versus single coverage. You could probably guess what that was before I read that, but runner after the catch rarely lets rack catches slip away and secures contested rack catches in single coverage when in zone. So again, does not say aggressive catches, it does say rack catches, so keep that in mind. It's not saying that he is going to be able to throw up to this guy and just hold the Y button and Antonio Brown's going to moss every single person on earth. Will he moss people on earth? Probably, in all honesty, in any single coverage. Wins rack catches in single coverage. Most likely he will be, destroying people in single coverage. No help safety. Antonio Brown, I did make a joke there saying he is not top 2, but he is still an amazing wide receiver. He's going to be an amazing wide receiver in this game, so keep that in mind. Nonetheless, though, we do have trigger conditions with 7 completed catches over 20 yards. Knockout conditions: 1 drop pass or forced incompletion. So kind of like the running backs, where if he does drop a pass or forced completion, he's not going to be able to have his ability activate for that play. So kind of cool, kind of interesting. Again, we are seeing a lot of rack catches, rack them up. I'm guessing Antonio Brown, my bad. Odell Beckham's going to have the same thing. Yep, same thing for Odell Beckham, which is rack 'em up too. So again, not too OP. Definitely not too OP. Doesn't say aggressive catches. Doesn't say he's gonna aggressive catch every single, thing possible. But I'm gonna be interested to see, what ends up happening with this. What ends up being the first patch of Madden 20, and seeing how everything gets, fixed and altered, stuff like that. So I'm excited about that, but I'm also kind of hesitant because it's the first year for, not having the red chemistries and Ultimate Team and having these players having them. So we just have to trust that EA is going to make this balanced, fair, and not break the game with it. And, that always can get a little bit scary and intimidating. So we'll have to wait and see on that one. But we do have our 2 tight ends left, and that's going to be George Kittle and, of course, Zach Ertz. Now, Mr. Kittle is going to go ahead and come in with rack 'em up too. So I'm starting to think that there's going to be a lot of wide receivers / tight ends with this ability. And then there's going to be a lot of running backs with the ability, of course, of Christian McCaffrey and Alvin Kamara, which is going to go ahead and be, what was that? Not rack 'em up, it's satellite. So I'm thinking a lot of running backs are going to have this ability. A lot of pass catching running backs. I do believe the running backs are purely, like Le'Veon Bell is going to have this ability. But the running backs are purely just in between the tackles runner, like a Jordan Howard, will probably have a different ability. But I do believe there's going to be a lot of running backs with this satellite ability. So it's going to be interesting. I mean, obviously these are just for the elite players. The point of these abilities are to make the elite players in the game, the best players in the game, really show in the field that they are a difference maker. And that's what EA really is trying to go for. They're trying to make sure when you play with Antonio Brown, Julio Jones, Mike Evans, Christian McCaffrey, Alvin Kamara, Todd Gurley, you are playing with this difference maker. You are playing with this, different worldly athlete, this different level athlete than some, let's say, if you're comparing a Todd Gurley to a Wendell Smallwood, right? If you have those 2 players on the field, right? Todd Gurley is going to have that ability that lets him, really shine and, go beyond just being Todd Gurley. Whether Wendell Smallwood is not going to have that ability, he's not going to do the things Todd Gurley is going to do. In real life, it's more realistic, right? In real life, you're not going to see Todd Gurley out here doing. You're not going to see Wendell Smallwood out here doing things Todd Gurley would do. In the Super Bowl, maybe the opposite point of view with Todd Gurley and everything, because Todd Gurley in the Super Bowl just completely choked it. But you guys understand my point. It really, they're trying to make a difference between an elite player and a average to good player. Not trying to say Wendell Smallwood is the worst player in the world, but he's definitely not on the level of Todd Gurley. If you want to argue with me down below in the comment section, give me your opinion. How Wendell Smallwood is better than Todd Gurley. I'd love to read them. And it looks like, actually, wow, Zach Ertz does not have the rack 'em up ability, which actually does make sense because he is more like, is he more of a blocker? I would feel like he would be more of a, no, he's more of a like an actual possession guy to catch the ball. So actually, I'm surprised he does not have rack 'em up. But high success rate on possession catches. Okay, possession, that makes actually a lot of sense. Yeah, so he is possession catches, obviously, so he's going to catch pretty much safe route for tight end. And he does have like a low police badge. High success rate on possession catches. The security blanket secures contested catches and prevents catches knockdown with possession catches when in prevents catch knockouts with possession catches when in the zone. Trigger conditions for completions in a row. And of course, knockout catches is one drop pass or forcing completion. So of course, he is more of a security blanket, which actually does make sense because George Kittle is more like a deep threat kind of wide receiver tight end, rather, what's his name? Zach Ertz is more like a kind of safe dump down 10-yard pass, catches the ball, just falls to the ground. Just keep moving, dinking and dunking down the field. While George Kittle is more of a big threat, he could catch a 60-yard pass, stuff like that. So that actually does make sense. Tell me down below your thoughts and opinions, guys. What do you think about this? Do you agree or do you disagree on any of these abilities? Do you think they're going to be OP? Do you think they're going to be just kind of a cool addition to Ultimate Team? Are you going to miss, you know, or Ultimate Team and Madden in general? Are you going to miss the red chems in Madden 20? Tell me down below. See you guys in the next one. Peace out.